How to fix graphics flickering in Assassin's Creed Revelations. Welcome back to Teknobalta. During our recent investigations into classic game performance on modern hardware architectures, our technical team identified a severe graphics flickering issue in Assassin's Creed Revelations. When running this iconic title on modern operating systems, players frequently experience violent screen tearing, flashing textures, and complete lighting engine breakdowns. Teknobalta's Diagnostic team has spent hours analyzing the rendering pipeline to isolate the root cause of these visual artifacts. Our analysis revealed that the Anvil engine struggles to interface with modern graphics drivers, high refresh rate monitors, and multi-core processors. We have compiled a comprehensive, step-by-step diagnostic sequence to completely eliminate these graphical glitches. By systematically addressing engine limitations, driver conflicts, and legacy software incompatibilities, we can restore perfect visual stability. Let us dive into our exclusive, tested solutions to permanently resolve this flickering error. Solution 1. Delete system detection file. Our testing showed that the primary culprit for this visual bug is a legacy system detection file. Navigate to your Steam installation folder for Assassin's Creed Revelations. Locate the file named systemdetection.dll and permanently delete it to instantly stabilize the rendering pipeline. Solution 2. Verify game integrity. If the graphics continue to flicker, Teknobalta recommends verifying the integrity of your game files. Open Steam or Ubisoft Connect, right-click the game, and select the File Verification option. This ensures no texture streaming assets were corrupted during the initial download or installation process. Solution 3. Enforce frame rate cap. The game engine heavily relies on specific frame timings, and exceeding 60 frames per second breaks the physics and lighting engines. We recommend using your graphics driver control panel to enforce a strict 60 FPS cap globally for this title. Limiting the frame output prevents the engine from generating out-of-sync visual data. Solution 4. Force vertical sync. In-game vertical sync can often fail to engage properly on modern hardware for older titles. Open the NVIDIA control panel or AMD software and force VSync to on specifically for the game executable. This eliminates the micro-tearing that masquerades as flickering and flashing textures. Solution 5. Disable full-screen optimizations. Windows attempts to apply modern full-screen optimizations to this legacy title, which our diagnostics reveal causes severe visual artifacting. Right-click the game executable, navigate to Properties, and check the box to disable full-screen optimizations. This forces the operating system to respect the game's native rendering window. Solution 6. Apply compatibility mode. Assassin's Creed Revelations was designed for older operating systems, and newer Windows versions can mishandle its memory allocation. Set the executable to run in Windows 7 compatibility mode. We tested this fix and confirmed it resolves background element flashing and geometry clipping. Solution 7. Override DPI scaling. Modern high-resolution monitors confuse the game's native user interface and scaling engine. Under the Compatibility tab of the executable, click Change High DPI Settings and check the box to override high DPI scaling behavior. Set the scaling to be performed by the application to prevent texture stretching. Solution 8. Perform clean driver installation. Corrupted display driver caches will frequently cause lighting flashes in older engine games. Download Display Driver Uninstaller and perform a complete safe mode wipe of your current graphics drivers. Reinstall the latest stable driver package directly from your manufacturer to ensure clean rendering instructions. Solution 9. Disable gaming overlays. Teknobalta's analysis revealed that modern gaming overlays hook into the legacy renderer and aggressively disrupt frame pacing. Disable both the Steam overlay and the Ubisoft Connect overlay entirely through their respective settings menus. This stops background injection processes from causing intermittent screen flickering. Solution 10. Limit processor core affinity. This particular game engine struggles to synchronize tasks across high core count modern processors, leading to visual stutter. Open Task Manager while the game is running, go to Details, right-click the game process, and set the CPU affinity to only use the first 4 cores. Restricting processor access stabilizes the engine's internal timing mechanics. Solution 11. Enable maximum power performance. Aggressive power-saving states on modern graphics cards can cause clock speeds to drop randomly during older, less demanding games. In your GPU control panel, navigate to Power Management mode and change this setting to prefer maximum performance. Sustained clock speeds eliminate the frame time spikes that trigger texture flickering. Solution 12. Clear DirectX shader cache. A corrupted DirectX shader cache can repeatedly render broken lighting data and shadow artifacts onto the screen. Use the Windows Disk Cleanup tool to completely wipe your DirectX shader cache from your storage drive. The game will automatically rebuild fresh, uncorrupted shaders upon your next launch. Solution 13. Install legacy DirectX runtimes. Modern Windows installations often lack the specific legacy DirectX libraries required by older games to render complex scenes. Download the DirectX end-user runtime web installer directly from Microsoft's official archive. Installing these missing libraries repairs broken rendering calls and missing environmental textures. Solution 14. Reset configuration files. Hardware detection parameters inside the game's configuration file can become permanently glitched after changing monitor setups. Navigate to your Documents folder and delete the Assassin's Creed Revelations configuration folder entirely. The game engine will analyze your current hardware and generate a fresh, glitch-free configuration file upon restart. Solution 15. Reduce anti-aliasing complexity. Our hardware lab found that forcing extreme multi-sample anti-aliasing on this specific engine causes texture edges to vibrate and flash. Enter the in-game display settings and reduce the anti-aliasing to a lower standard like FSAA or standard MSAA. This instantly smooths out the geometry rendering without overloading the legacy pipeline. Solution 16. Disable multi-frame sampled anti-aliasing. NVIDIA users might have MFA globally enabled, which heavily conflicts with older anti-aliasing techniques and causes severe shadow flickering. Open the NVIDIA control panel, navigate to Global 3D Settings, and ensure multi-frame sampled AA is explicitly turned off. This is a critical step for stabilizing classic game graphics on modern NVIDIA architecture. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.